got a pretty good show for y'all today. Some good topics. We'll introduce the topics as we get to them. So let's start off with. Let's do it in a little bit of a different order. Let's start off with Brony James. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with Brony, but probably about a month ago, he was ranked like 28th in his class. And just about 2 weeks ago, he went from 28th to 9th in his class and became officially a 5-star recruit now. He was a 4-star, basically, for the past couple of years, he's been a 4-star.
Yeah.
Now he's a 5-star. So people are saying that his dad is the reason that he's being bumped up like that. And some people are saying, like, no, watch him play, watch his game, and you'll see. So question to y'all is, do y'all think that Brony James is overrated?
I'd have to watch more on it rather than give an early judgment. I mean, of course, his name is going to carry weight in some of that recruitment. I mean, shit, LeBron James, come on now. But at the same time, he might really be the hoop for real if you really go down and break it down. So I'd have to give it more views, and I hope other people would before they rush and give an opinion based off of how they view LeBron, which isn't fair to him.
Yeah,
but that's going to be part of it anyway.
I think, I don't know, I can't say he overrated, but when they go by 5-star, 4-star, like the question is, what are they really looking at? You know what I'm saying?
Because what separates a 4 from a 5?
He is a good basketball player, even though his dad is who he is. But if you watch him play, man, he has the same abilities as his dad. He just short. So he can ball. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, it's really not a big difference between a 4-star and 5-star anyway. If recruiting wise, it's just based off how many games have you won? Have you won any championships? What team do you play for? I think that really plays a part into the stars of players, because you might have somebody that's a 2-star that may be better than a 5-star player.
Because now that you mention that, it's because you look at guys like John Morant was like a 1-star, 2-star recruit, right? He ends up at a lower division school, Murray State, and he's a great player. You look at guys like Zion Williamson was a 5-star, but they went 1 and 2 in the draft. So I'm saying, like, Steph Curry is another guy who was not highly recruited. His brother was more highly recruited than he was. And
I still don't see. I sidetracked back to Steph. I still don't see how he wouldn't recruit. You were shooting the lights out the gym at Davidson.
Well, it's because
30 out with ease.
The thing about Steph is the fact that he's another player who's not as big as his dad was, and he really wasn't a real traditional point guard. He didn't have good handles coming out of high school. He was more so like a catch and shoot guy, and usually especially back then, those guys didn't really get recruited as much if they didn't really carry a team to like state championships and shit like that. Because you look at guys like JJ Redick, who's around that same era a little bit. He was somebody who carried his teams in high school. Wow, that's why he was so heavily recruited. He ended up at Duke, even though he's mostly known as a 3-point shooter. He's not a defensive guy. He's not uber athletic. He's just a shooter. But my opinion on Brony is, like, if you watch his development from his freshman year to now, him being a senior, and you see the changes, it's like you can see the genetics really kick in.
Yeah. He's still growing as a skater.
Yeah, it's like, because right now he's around 6'4", but he got some size on him. Like, I don't know if you actually seen him, but he has some good size on him.
He hit the gym.
So, and then the fact that, like I said, the genetics of who his dad is, you can see that in his game.
Yeah.
Realistically, like, if you really compare the two, the ball handling is about the same at the same age. The passing, the vision, the floor general ability is the same. Brony is a better shooter than his dad was, and he can jump a little higher than his dad did, which is kind of scary.
That is.
But it's just it probably is more impressive because he's around 6'4", and Bron, when he was leaving high school, he was around 6'7". Came into the league 6'8" and shit like that. Now Brony, he might not be number one. You just never know. He might hit a growth spurt, but a lot of people saying that his dad is the reason why he's being recruited like that, why he gets the endorsements he does, why he got selected to be a McDonald's All-American, and there are other players who didn't get selected.
Man, but people gotta look at it. Every year is gonna be something like that, and they be kids that their parents don't play. They not professional at all. You don't know who your parents are. Sometimes you will have somebody that's better not be selected for that McDonald's stuff. I mean, no, we've all seen this before. Yeah. I get what people saying, but at the same time, you gotta realize the way the stuff works these days.
Man, to me, it's kind of like, because that's when they really started all the negative talk about Brony, when they announced the McDonald's All-Americans, and there was some names like Mikey Williams, who's been known since he was in 8th grade. Me personally, talented player, I just don't see it because he's one-sided, and that's kind of bad to be such a young age, and all you care about is scoring. You play on teams that don't win. You don't play no defense. You're not a passer. You just want to score. And people were saying, oh, he's better than Brony. Realistically, you watch the games, Mikey is good. Brony is better to me because he has more of an all-around game. But they were mad because at the time, when the teams were announced, Mikey was ranked ahead of Brony, and he didn't get selected for McDonald's All-American, but Brony did. So they was like, oh, that's his dad and stuff like that. His dad got him in there. And it's like, no, like a lot of these recruits, because you look at some of the analysts that work for like ESPN and stuff like that talk about Brony, they say the same thing. It's like, the difference between him and Mikey is that Mikey is really the same player from 9th grade to 12th. He hasn't grown really since he got to high school. Only thing different about him is that he had tattoos now. Brony actually, he came into high school around 6'1". He's around 6'4" now. He's put in the work into it because his physique is filling out. His game has gotten better. He's making better decisions. And he's shown the ability, he's a pass-first guy, but he has shown the ability over the last 2 years to where if he wanted to take over a game and dominate, he could do it pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's overrated. I think he's around the right time, like right frame and stuff like that. Top 10 recruit. Some people were saying that he should have been, he would be number 1 by the time he got to his senior year. They were saying this when he was a freshman, which was a strong possibility because, like I said, you just never know when the genes are gonna kick in.
Yeah.
Because that's what
Or
they're
if.
saying. Yeah, like, but I mean, like athletically, they're there.
Yeah.
But it's just the physical part. You know, of course, he's just not as tall as his dad. So, who knows, man? I feel like it's kind of bad to be sitting around talking about a kid.
Yeah.
That's what
That kid's still learning life and stuff too. Yeah. But it's people that have harsh opinions on him based on how they feel about LeBron, and that's not
That's
fair
how
either.
it is. Nobody
You can feel the hate, man. Bro, he, what, 16, 17?
Wait, 18.
18? Man, let that man grasp it.
Y'all talk about him, but motherfuckers don't want to talk about Michael Jordan's sorry ass sons.
You literally read my mind. I was like, that's what see what I said when Jesus, if they kick in, I said if for that specific reason because both is
Only
I forgot about that stuff.
only thing they got from
ain't nothing to remember.
only thing they got from their dad was his last name and his shoes. Because they fucking suck. Like bad. Like that's a prime example right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, NFL, you know, we got the draft coming up in April, but free agency did start. There's been a lot of trades and stuff going on. So, what are y'all thoughts on free agency and the trades, and also who would y'all like to see end up where? Either trade or sign. Who should be making what moves right now? What team? What would work for them?
Man, the Texans definitely need to make a move. Already.
They
Well, they did trade for some.
They traded Brandon Cooks today.
For like a 5th round pick, wouldn't it?
Wait, they traded him for a 5th round
No,
pick.
I think that might be it. I'm serious.
I would have
Man,
I would have to really look into it. I think it was a 5th.
5th or 6th.
I think it was like two picks though.
Yeah, I forgot the exact terms, but I know a 5th was involved, and that was the highest.
Well, I don't say about that one.
Until, I don't know, you would like to see them get a
Did
quarterback.
anybody pick up Zeke?
No.
Nah, he just got released with, have they made it official yet?
Yeah, he
I
got
think
released.
Okay. But they can still resign him for less money, so Dallas may pick that back
They
up.
could if nobody else picks him up. Honestly, I've been
I
saying
don't think anybody would.
Yeah, he's
I've been
like-
saying it all season,
They
man.
will.
Zeke is not that guy, man.
Hey, Pollard, it'll be different him taking more of that load.
The only
Got
thing
juice.
about that now is the fact that Dallas has to get another running back.
Yeah.
Because Pollard, as good as he is, he can't
He
carry the
relax.
load.
And that's not no fault to him. Zeke came back to it and that set everything in motion.
Man.
But I do love that Ramsey move though.
Yeah.
Yes. That's gonna be arguably one of the best corner tandems already.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, off the rip.
That's the thing about the Dolphins.
The defense is like solid.
The defense was stacked last year. And with them getting Ramsey basically for nothing, yeah, their defense is going to be solid. They just need a quarterback because Tua,
He done,
He
man.
needs to retire. They need to go ahead and give him a spot on being a coach or something like that. But he needs to retire.
He wants more concession away from him, man. I don't know. Nobody wants to see that.
Nah, that's right there, man. Eagles, as far as free agency goes, they lost a lot of players.
I mean, that's bound to happen. Teams like that can't hold them together. Everybody gonna want to get paid after a while, bro. You see what happened to Denver after 2015? Every year it's been worse.
But the thing is like, okay, you re-sign Fletcher Cox to a 1-year deal. You lose Miles Sanders, who was your leading rusher. You release Darius Slade.
I think they re-signed him.
Did they re-sign him?
Like a 2-year deal, I think. Forgot the money, but it was a 2-year deal, so Slade is back.
But it's just that, like you saying, like it's kind of hard to retain everybody, but at the same time, if you see other teams in your, especially in your division, getting better,
Yeah.
like the Giants are getting better. Low key is much as bad as I think Dallas is stacking up. Their defense was already solid, and they went and got Gilmore, who's a solid corner.
It should be all over Dak gonna do in the playoffs. That's a whole other
Let's
conversation.
play Dak, he's not that guy.
No.
They need to figure something out too.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of teams to figure stuff out, man. Especially, I'm gonna just keep going back to the Texans, man, because they keep pissing me off every year. Now, I want to see what they're gonna do in the draft. Who are they really gonna take? You know what I'm saying? I would love them to take a quarterback. That would be smart because they don't have who's the quarterback.
Shit, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, who's their backup? But they don't have a quarterback,
They,
man.
I couldn't tell you who's on their
They
roster.
signed somebody, didn't they?
Just re-sign Deshaun Watson. You know, fuck.
That's definitely not gonna happen.
They did just re-sign somebody, man. Was it Case Keenum?
Yeah, I think they brought Case back.
Keenum back.
But that's gonna be a band-aid for a month before teams find out they already know his limitations.
Because
He'll do well, and that's not gonna be a long-term answer until they find that.
If the Texans draft a quarterback, who do you think they should take?
Man, I hope Young don't go there. He too
No,
small.
not
He
Young.
can't
The
go
other dude. They need to
Stroud?
get him. Yeah, he'll be a better fit for them.
Yeah.
Though, especially because of what they have around, they don't have too many weapons. So you need a quarterback more like him, just in case he might have to take some hits. You know.
I just don't want to see. Not to sound bad, I just don't want to see either one of them go there because it's really not much to go to. There's
Yeah.
not anything.
But they young, so it's gonna be let me get a young quarterback. Now we're gonna build this team where it needs to be at. And they, of course, they would be forced to play early, but I mean, you got to make them sacrifices sometimes.
You don't want to see another RG3 situation.
Yeah,
Young
that's
one
true.
go in where they got the load on his back and it's little to no help.
Well,
You
They
wouldn't
got
want to see
nobody,
that.
man.
Nobody.
it's just, the Texans is kind of like, because they O-line wasn't bad last year.
Nah,
And they re-signed Tunzel.
That
They was
was
talking about
big.
trading him, they re-signed him. And then, quarterback they had last year, what was his name?
How am I wrong?
Rookie.
I know who you're talking about, dude. Hold on.
I forgot his name.
He was told to
Solid. He was solid. It's just their defense was inconsistent. I think they need to make more moves with that. But if they do, in my opinion, if they take quarterback, it got to be Stroud. Stroud is probably the best fit. Don't reach for a quarterback. It's because I've been hearing about Carolina possibly reaching, not taking either Young or Stroud, but probably going after Richardson or probably going after Levens, just so they can have a quarterback. And Richardson and Levens, to me, are not first round grade quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Richardson is an athlete.
I mean, if Richardson is there late first, maybe I wouldn't go after him early.
Nah, man, it's just that we gotta look what we talking about, man.
Yeah.
Carolina might be saying, you know what, Richardson is gonna be our next Cam Newton, and they might reach for him.
While you play it, they might.
I hope.
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't.
That's what you're talking about doing. Well, that's what I've been hearing. Because they didn't really make no moves in free agency as far as getting another quarterback.
Man.
That might be the deal. They might try to do that.
Because it happens every year that a team reaches for a quarterback. You look at when Baker Mayfield got drafted, nobody thought that he was going to be the first quarterback taken.
Yeah.
He got drafted. Then you look at when Trubisky got drafted. Nobody thought he was a first round quarterback.
He wasn't.
And it's just that it happens every year. Somebody's going to reach and take somebody that they shouldn't take, somebody they can take later on.
That instant regret.
It's like, so I don't know, man. I feel like some teams, Dolphins, low key, they made a great move. I still think that they gotta find a way to handle that quarterback situation.
Yeah.
And I don't like it as bad as I don't really like Baker Mayfield, but he probably could have been a decent fit in Miami. Or they could, like this right here, something me and Leland talked about. They could say fuck it and try to trade for Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar is on the market.
Who would they trade though?
They have to trade
You would have to give up a lot of picks.
I don't know, man. Only because
if you do try to, because I don't know how Tua's contract situation is. How would they
He's
get
still
out
a
of
rookie
it?
deal.
Still a
So,
rookie deal?
Yeah, because like
So that'd be easier to.
because I'm gonna say RG3. Lamar Jackson's still on a rookie deal too. So I'm saying
I forgot he was trying to.
he's trying to get paid, and Miami is willing to pay. It's just that I was saying, imagine Lamar Jackson in that offense with Tyreek
It'd
and
be a
Waddle,
good fit, man.
It'd be cheap.
and the running backs they got most of it. They would be hands down the fastest offense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nasty because people be sleeping on Lamar saying he can't throw.
He can definitely throw.
He just hadn't had receivers or a group of receivers healthy enough, long enough.
That's how it is.
You would have athletes and then half of them get hurt 6 weeks in and then come back.
Because that's what we were talking about too, as far as like, when you put weapons around younger quarterbacks now, they seem to flourish a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Rather than you put them in a situation and they can't do shit because they don't have nobody to put on to.
Like when they gave that man Mark Andrews, that was brilliant. Because look at that connection. There's just no way outside of that.
You don't have that. Because you got, y'all wait out there, y'all drafted sorry ass David Duvernay. He went to UT. So that explains
See,
it.
come on, man.
I'm just saying, like, he's not a real, he's more of a return guy.
He's a decent slot block. They lean on that man a lot.
With Bateman was one of my favorite receivers when he was coming out, but I didn't think that he was the right fit for what they were trying to do, the scheme they was trying to use and stuff like that. If you're gonna do an RPO type of offense, you need a different skill set of receivers, which is something that Miami has. Speed guys.
Yeah.
You can't get possession receivers in that type of offense because you'll never flourish. That's one of the things about Baltimore. Like, once you take away the run game they had, there was nothing they could do. If Andrews was double covered, nothing at all.
They're just gonna load that box.
That's how it is, man. But there's a lot of teams that could be making some moves that have not made any type of moves, and I don't get it.
It's one team, my team in particular. Well, I'll start the AFC West. I think Eckler's gone because he wants that money, but I mean, without Eckler, San Diego can be hurt. So he's on the market.
I would not be surprised
And with his versatility,
if Dallas tried to make a move with Eckler.
that would be smart. Him and Pollard together,
Man,
that could work.
Or even Philly. Philly could make a move too, try to get Eckler. Because he could fit that system too. He could really fit both of those systems.
Because he does everything. Maybe not wow in every area, but he's damn good in most
If he
areas.
ended up in Dallas,
Super Bowl.
I'm not going that far.
Nah.
They still got
I got
Dak.
4 reasons why that one.
They still got Dak, so that right there is not going.
Man, Dak knew he got to step up this year.
Yeah, he been know what he got to do. He don't know.
Now he really sees it. who's the backup quarterback in Dallas?
Was it Rush?
Cooper Rush? He did well for a while, but people rode that hype train like, come on now, realistically, it's not for that much money.
People who watched him play in college knew he didn't have a arm strength like that. And Dallas reached for him, even though they got him late, but it's just the fact that there was still other options.
Yeah.
Dak was more so a poor man's Tim Tebow when he was in college.
He wasn't that bad.
That boy said poor man's
Tim Tebow just got away with it because everybody he threw to ran a 4.2 at that point.
It's just the fact
They were very similar though, college wise.
It's because like Dak was more so like a short yardage type of quarterback because he was big, he was athletic enough to escape the pocket. He did not have a strong arm. He had decent accuracy, but the arm strength was fucking terrible.
That mobility is even worse after the injury now too. So I mean,
saying that Dallas can really be doing that, man. It's just they need to go back to the old system. They want to win some Super Bowls, get an unathletic white quarterback, and let him see. Because what, they ain't done nothing since Troy Aikman. So why not? You had Quincy Carter in there. What the fuck you do?
Vince Carter.
well, people forgot about this man.
Saying, man.
And then there's another name. I'll look at the contract details, but I was right when I said I had a feeling Chubb's going to get signed or traded. I think Sutton might be on his way out too. I hope I'm wrong, but it would make sense for him. He's still young. I would like to see him win until Russ fat ass lose some weight.
I told you what help.
I think Sutton might be going for
I've
real.
been telling y'all what help.
I can't control that.
He leave her alone, his mind will be right.
He came in looking like he wore a flak jacket everywhere he went. Well, he clearly overweight, but I think Sutton might be gone. I hope I'm wrong. I wasn't when I called Chubb's trade, but I think Sutton is gone. Where he can go, shit, honestly, anywhere but Denver, Houston. I'll just be, and that's my squad. I think he's gone.
We'll see, man.
Okay, I had something else right here, but I'm gonna switch it up because we kind of covered it.
Mm.
As far as the NBA season is going right now, I don't know if y'all been keeping up with it as far as the MVP situation. A lot of people saying that Jokic could be the first player, I think since Larry Bird, to win 3 in a row.
You do,
And
he getting it done.
But the argument was he's a stat chaser. He doesn't win because he doesn't do anything in the postseason. A lot of people saying that, and then some people were saying, mostly Kendrick Perkins, was saying that what does he have in common with the other, MVPs that happen to be of the same ethnic background, a la Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki. What did they really do in the MVP seasons they had? They didn't win anything either. So he was saying, like, are we giving it to him based off of stats? Team impact? Like, because he's not really leading his team to anything other than first round exits. So what do y'all think they should start doing differently with the MVP?
You mentioned most of the points, seeing where the team ends up, and I mean, if they're consistently bounced the first round, all those stats mean nothing. It looks real paper, but when you're at the house looking at that paper.
Yeah, it would make more sense if they use what they do for the team and how the team is doing. But I mean, you gotta have stats too. But if you're not winning games, how can you really be considered the most valuable player on your team? You're just a player on your team that got most points and most all that. Are you really adding value to the team? You're not winning nothing. You know what I mean?
Like a most selfish player award.
Yeah.
Maybe not intentionally, or that's not saying that's his mindset, but it's gonna look like it.
So with other MVP winners or whatever over the past years, I mean, you got to really go back and look at it too, because I really don't know. I'm pretty sure most of them had a positive impact on the team. Some of them was because of stats. So maybe it's just different each year who voting for this stuff. I don't know how to do that.
Well, I can go back to the exact season. It was the 2017-2018 season. James Harden wins MVP. But if you take James Harden off that team, they still had Chris Paul at the time. They would still be a playoff team.
Yeah.
But LeBron James, who played all 82 games that year, who led a horrible Cavs team to the finals, who was really had one of his best seasons really in his whole career that year.
Yeah.
My opinion, he should have won MVP, because if you took him off of that team, because you really could look at the season after he left, when he went to LA, look at what the Cavs did. They went right back to picking up the lottery.
Yeah.
So I mean, that right there should play a factor in what does the team look like when this player is off the floor. Because you look at Denver, you take Jokic off, they would still be a first round exit. You put Jokic on the floor, they'd still be a first round exit. So I mean, like, cause like he's a great player, but what is his real impact on the team? Because I mean, realistically, I think that this season Embiid should win it.
Yeah.
Because Embiid should have won it last year. It's just that because you take him off the floor, the Sixers, yeah, they still got James Harden, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
James Harden can carry the load like he used to, which is one of the reasons why he wanted to play with others. A lot of people thinking like, oh, he just care about winning championships and stuff like that. It's like, no,
he's slowing down.
And he realized that his game he can't go out there and average 40 points every game in order to keep his team afloat. He needed help.
Yeah.
So that's why he wanted to play with other players. And the reason why him and Embiid can feed off of each other is because Harden, a lot of people used to think he was selfish, but it's like, no, you really look at the squad he had in Houston, he didn't have nobody else. Except for 1 year. And look what happened. They had one of the best ratings in the league that year.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at him now, he got help, he ain't got to do as much. Even though he's still very efficient, he still averages almost a triple-double. And that he don't get talked about like that. So
That's what I was saying. Like, so MVP is voting, right? Who's voting? Is it players or is it
It's
like
not,
coaches?
it's not the players. It's usually a lot of the writers, analysts, and stuff like that, Hall of Famers and all that. They vote for all that.
But how many of them are like? What's the? I want to know more about the whole process.
Yeah, I think they need to change it up a little
Revisit a
bit
few things on
because that really should happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't know though. 'Cause I'd be pissed off if it was me, and I know damn well I should have won the MVP.
that. Yeah,
It's
just
like
like
Michael Jordan.
Nash, that's for sure.
It's a lot of people because like when Nash won, because Nash won 2 in a row, and a lot of people saying that Kobe, because Kobe, as great of a player as Kobe is, he only has 1 MVP.
And that's a crazy stat. But I still.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at that, and then I hate to keep talking about LeBron, but you look at all the years that he should have won MVP that he ended up not.
Low key, LeBron can have at least 5 or 6 right now.
I'm gonna say he already has 4.
Then easily 5 or 6.
But if you look at, because the first year he went to Miami, D Rose won, but they purposely didn't vote for LeBron because they felt like him going to Miami,
Like he was cheating.
like he was like going to cheat.
That shit, whoop, man.
That's
stupid shit, man.
Because people, man, it was an argument that we was having about that too. Because it's like people was trying to compare Kevin Durant going to Golden State is the same as LeBron going to Miami.
No.
It was
like,
different.
Look at Miami the year before LeBron got there. They were a first round exit. The year before KD got to Golden State, they played in the finals. Like there's a big difference. So
They won before KD.
it's like because LeBron was, I think he ended up winning 2 MVPs when he was in Miami. Realistically, he should have got 3 because I feel like the year KD won, he deserved it.
Yeah.
But when D Rose won it, they put the numbers side by side. LeBron numbers was killing D Rose in every aspect. And it's just the fact that because of who he was, where he went to.
But also too, if you took D Rose off that team,
Yeah, I was about to say that.
they wouldn't do shit.
So that
That's
was
an impact on that too. No,
that was kind of
D-Rose,
fair
No
a little
Bulls.
bit based off of I guess because D Rose was a
That's better than Nash winning.
yeah. Because if you took him on the team, that would have been completely different.
A lot of people feel okay. So scenario, if because LeBron, he could have went to my Chicago that same offseason.
So he would have been there with D Rose.
Yes,
That's
Chicago had room for 2 max players. They were trying to get D Wade and LeBron. So if you imagine D Wade, LeBron, D Rose, they still would have had Lou Aldane. They would have had Joakim Noah. They would still have those guys on that team. So it's like
That would have been a finals team right there.
easily would have been one of the best defensive teams in the league.
Yep.
So it's like y'all really hold him going to Miami against him. And then a lot of people talk about him when he went to LA. Like how, like do y'all realize how bad LA? I'm a Lakers fan. How bad LA was when he got there.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. It's just, I think it's just because it's him. Because there's other players who have made similar moves going from team to team to try to win the championship that they don't talk about like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's just
Ain't no LeBron, man.
that's all.
I mean,
Let's get Bayless.
that's for ratings, but I think part of it is,
I think that he honestly really
He probably
loves
reached that
LeBron.
Yeah.
Because he talks about the way he brings him up in stuff that has nothing to do with it.
but they still like, come on, man, that's brilliant for them because you're gonna tune in, even if you dislike it, but you're gonna tune in and watch him, and that's what they.
Because they were, JJ Redick got mad at Kendrick Perkins for the point that he made about Jokic MVP chances and stuff like that, saying that basically if he gets MVP because he's averaging a triple double or whatever, then why didn't Westbrook win more MVPs? Considering the fact that he averaged a triple double for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's like basically because it was like literally the same thing. Like what impact does that triple double have on them winning? And they trying to play a whole race thing. Kendrick Perkins worded it wrong. I get what he was trying to say, but he worded it wrong. He could have worded it better because it did make him come off like some racist stuff.
It's Kendrick Perkins, man.
Exactly.
I'm just saying,
Our
man.
expectations of
Like-
that's a little high.
I just feel like the voting does need to change, but they also kind of, I would wish they, right at the end of the season, announce it.
Instead of doing it before the season.
They like to wait until like the middle of the playoffs and then announce who the MVP was and all this and that. It used to be like right at the end of the season or like right when the playoffs started, MVP announced.
I see. Yeah.
But I still think that it needs to go off of impact. What does a team look like with this player on the field? What does they look like without him? If a player plays all 82 games or whatever, he averages a triple double, but the team gets knocked out in the first round, then they should not be winning the MVP now. Because I mean, it just, to me, it just don't make, because I feel like you give it to him for that, Westbrook should have won 4 straight MVPs.
Yeah, just keep going by numbers.
Yeah, going by numbers, he should have won 4 straight.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. It's a lot they need to change. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Do people deserve a second chance? But really, when it comes to anything.
Yeah, I was about to say, it depends on what you're talking about, but I didn't.
My answer is gonna say yeah. It definitely depends. I know, I've never had my second chances, third, even if you look at certain things. So I'd have to say yeah. I can't come in there and say no when I'm like blah blah blah. What I've been made to do. So I'd have to say yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, people deserve a second chance. Like I said, it depends on what it is. Like if you, no, I can't say that. You know, I'm about to say something like if you murder somebody else or shit. Yeah, that's different. But at the same time,
yeah,
people do deserve a second chance. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's good, bad, whatever it is, something can be done to change something to make something better all the time. So I look at it like that.
Yeah.
So what are situations that you would say people don't deserve a second chance?
Knowingly causing harm, that's definitely one. I don't want to elaborate too much into that, but that can kind of be opened up in different areas. So that's definitely one where it's like, nah. Like if you know what you're doing, the intent's there and everything, nah.
Yeah,
that's like, I'm not even thinking about that. No.
Yeah, that could probably be the only thing that you really should deserve a second chance on.
Assaults and all that kind of goes.
If you legit premeditating whatever you're trying to do, whatever it is that you know damn well, you know, something like that shouldn't happen, you shouldn't get a second chance at whatever you're trying to do, you know?
Because you had the first chance to not do that.
But if it's something, a little slip of because people make mistakes every day, you know what I'm saying? So anything like that, if it's not too major or nothing like that, you got it.
Now, unless some of y'all are perfect, then please let us know how that works. But I know I'm not.
Like I'm the type to where like I give everybody a fair shake at the beginning, but I feel like cause I'm somebody that fucking hates somebody that will just straight up lie to my face, even if I already know the answer. Like I can ask somebody a question, I know the answer to it already, just to see what they would say. And if you lie to me right there on the spot, then I feel like in that situation, I can give you another chance.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you gonna lie to me about something that's like this small, then imagine what you'll do. Yeah.
In a tense situation or something a lot more critical.
Yeah, it's like, cause that's what I feel like. It depends on, like y'all was saying, it depends on the situation, what it is, what's going on, and stuff like that. Because some people will do stuff unintentionally, not even realizing what they're doing. So that's why I feel like, yeah, second chances. You can give people second chances, but and just from my experience, there are certain situations where I don't.
Yeah.
And that's just how I am, man. It don't matter really who it is. I feel like, cause I mean, okay, let me tell y'all about a little situation. There was when I was in college, there was a female that I was chopping it up with or whatever, and thing is, like, we weren't dating, there was no title on it and stuff like that, but we were supposed to be open and honest with each other about if we were talking to somebody else or messing with somebody else or whatever. And the thing is, I asked her, was she talking to anybody else? And she told me no. But I already knew the answer to it. Because I've seen the dude that she was supposedly talking to or whatever, I seen him comment and stuff like that on pictures and, you know, and, like, it was on Facebook, I seen him tagging her on pictures of them together and stuff like that. So I already knew the answer to the question. It was just that we could have been cool if you would have just, told me,
Yeah.
talk to so-and-so, but she was like, no, I don't talk to anybody. And then when she was like, well, who, if I talk to somebody, who I talk to? I said the dude name, and then she just like, oh. So like it's like stuff like that. It's like, after that, got X'd off. Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, we can be honest with each other. If she would ask me the same situation, if I was talking to somebody else, I would say, yeah, I talked to this other chick, but it's just talking, just conversation or whatever. Like, but I can't. That's why I always say I can't expect people to be like how I am, because some people get mad at me for sometimes being too honest.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes you just gotta do that. I'd rather somebody be completely honest with me, let me know what's going on, type stuff. So I mean, I didn't mean to veer off, but that's just it kind of tied into the whole second chance thing. That particular person did not get a second chance because you lied about something you didn't have to lie about. So that being said, go ahead and jump to this next one. Because we were just talking about honesty. Is there such thing as being too honest?
I'm kind of with you on that one. I say no, because I'd rather you hit me with brutal honesty. That way there's no doubt and I already know that potential outcome of something, rather than say this, you share this, but leave this behind, and this can turn into a whole different situation. That's my input on that. Initially, I'm saying no.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking it depends on
That's a tough yes or no. That's a tough yes or no.
I'm just using the example right here. Like if somebody trying to talk to you, and you know why you don't want to talk to them, like man, it's really ugly as fuck. but you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Like no, I'm just like that right there. I feel like that's being too honest. You don't hurt my feelings that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Like,
But that rarely ever happened. That don't be happening though. I just thought about it.
It's cause I get what you're saying, but it's been times where females have been completely honest with dudes and be like, "No, you ugly" type shit. But if we were to say something like that, we would get bashed.
That's why I was laughing, man.
Yeah, because I mean, that's why like you were saying, I would rather somebody be upfront and honest with me. Don't try to move like dodge around, sugarcoat stuff. Just be real. I can't get mad at somebody for being honest with me. I mean, but
people still do though. I've had that asshole label. I'd rather you call me that than a liar. So I'm good. I'm perfectly fine with that.
There's been times where I said stuff to people and I'm like, damn, I can't believe you just said that. Like, shit, I'm being honest. Like, what you want to do?
Some things can come off a little strong. You probably could have either worded it different, like you mentioned about perk, but I mean, you're never gonna say everything perfect. Nobody does.
No, cause like I told Tony the other day, I went to some apartments. I'm not gonna say the apartments because I don't want people to go over there type stuff. But it was some apartments on Highway 6, right? Mm-hmm. I was going over there for the tour, and the female that was giving me the tour, I was telling him, like, I know you've been in the restroom since you came to work. How do you not see this fucking dried up gel crust stuff that's around your edges on your ear and all that stuff? Bro. It's like, come on. That's the first thing I noticed when I walked in there. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm talking like, she had it like right here on her edges and stuff like that, and then she also had it like on her ear. And it was like crust. It was like literally hardened and stuff like that.
So she feels, let's see
So
her
I'm
shit,
saying
man.
like okay, this was around like maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she's been in that office since it's been open, which more likely was like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. You telling me you haven't been to the restroom in that whole time frame? You didn't see this in the mirror?
She might have given it about 10, 15 different tours.
But I'm just saying, like in that situation, would I have been wrong if I would have just been like, okay, so you don't see this shit?
No, you could be like, hey, you got a little.
You would have said shit like that.
You said you got a little something right here. You don't wipe it off.
Nah, man.
I was kind of like, well, I don't know if you have seen it, but I would have said it like,
yeah, man, you can't do that.
And I don't do that.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to y'all people. Sometimes, like with me being honest, like I'm usually like very straightforward. So sometimes it does come off as me being an asshole, but I'm just being real because I would rather somebody tell me something like that.
Yeah.
So you don't see that shit, man? Like, it was like you don't feel that shit. So it's like because like the realtor that I had, she was with me and her face said it all. She didn't say nothing either, but she looked at her. She made this face like, what the fuck? so
see, I could have kept no straight face. I would have been removed myself.
I was like, come on. In my head, I'm like, man, come on, man. like even when you get out the car in the morning, because usually like if I'm going to work, I flip down in the mirror and stuff like that, make sure I ain't got no more face in my hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that she had to have done that when she got out the car.
She was rushing. She's rushing that.
Or she just may not care.
Bruh. She didn't have to rush because technically she could have opened up the office at any time. She could have been up in there getting herself together, whatever. But the fact that now if you got a little dried up gel around your edges, that's one thing because it can happen. But when you got it all in your fucking ear, how you get it on your ear like that?
See, I was on that dying. I couldn't do it like that. Hey, hold on.
I was dying once I left there. When I got in the car, I started laughing and shit. I couldn't do it in her face.
Man,
But it was a lot of funny stuff that happened that day. Like the ashy throat girl at the other apartments over there around the corner. She was bad as fuck, man.
But she probably sounded like Doc Rivers though.
She did first thing she cleared her throat. Good morning, I'm gonna help you.
y'all saw that? Is it like a movie? Something? Is that Lawrence Fishburne playing Dr. Rivers?
Yeah, I saw that.
Is that shit real?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be like something on like Dr. Story.
Yeah.
And they had Lawrence Fishburne playing Dr. Rivers.
And then I scrolled past it.
You saw his hair.
No,
I didn't look that close. I said,
close.
why is he doing this? And I just kept
That's because I was
scrolling.
dying laughing because the dude that's supposed to be Blake Griffin was sitting behind him.
No, that shit didn't look good.
Yeah,
I know it's not gonna look
he don't look
good,
nothing
but
like
you
Blake
can
Griffin,
do
bro.
it.
They could have got Blake Griffin. It's not like he did no playing time. He could have had
Oh,
time.
man.
I legit thought that you retired low key, but that's
Nah,
right.
he was in Boston just chilling.
He in Boston since
Yeah.
when?
With number 91 over this shit.
Yeah, go ahead and call hang him up.
Yeah, man. It's just that for y'all out there that happen to watch this video and stuff like that, we always ask y'all to leave comments and stuff like that. You know, feel free to leave comments whether it's positive or negative. Just let us know what's going on. We need y'all opinion on is there such thing as being too honest. I'm asking both males and females. Give us your thoughts on that. Got another topic. If you could go back and talk to your younger self, what life advice would you give your younger self?
Don't get comfortable. 'Cause I got hella comfortable with the athleticism. I was already born and blessed with. Don't get me wrong, definitely worked hard, but I could have took that a lot further, a long time ago. And that should be hitting me in waves. So, Dad, don't get comfortable. That's not even just limited to sports. Just in general, I got too comfortable in different areas. Like things could be worse now. Things could also be a lot different. And I've taken that attitude and applied it 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I would say just make better choices and because it was a lot of stupid shit I did as a youngster. So make better choices and also build your credit early. I would have told myself that.
Yes.
My parents, for some odd reason, they just didn't tell me nothing about it. Like, oh, just go out there and learn it, I guess. Like, okay, you know.
I'm learning on the fly.
Yeah, I would have set myself up a long time ago if I would have known this stuff, man.
Yeah.
I would say that, you know, the credit situation. I also would have told my younger self, because at the time when I really started, you know, trying to prioritize school, because I knew I wanted to go to college, I went and told my younger self that the same thing you were saying, don't get comfortable. Like when you go to college, don't take it, the opportunity for granted. Don't get in there and just bullshit and get distracted because you're around different people, new people that have different ways of living and stuff like that. And there's obviously more options of females at college and stuff like that. Don't let anything distract you from the ultimate goal. Like focus on what you need to focus on to get where you're trying to get. That's what I would have told my younger self at the age around like 15, 16 years old. Other than life advice, if there was something that you could go back and ultimately change, because you brought up the whole sports and stuff like that, if there was something you could go back and ultimately change in your athletic career, what would you change?
Shit. That's tough. I actually thought about that a few times. I almost would have said location, but that's tough. That's a lot of the family, including you guys, which we grew up with. But coaching is going to be the main reason behind that, I would say different location, period.
Okay,
And it had nothing to do with who I played with. Definitely not. It's more so who is in control and how they ran different things. And we never had a real offensive coordinator.
If you could have went somewhere, what would you have
Said that.
Shit, East Florida. I would have got the route. 56, easy.
Yeah, they treat you like Bowie Miles over there, though.
Nah, we would have been royalty over there. Man, because we would have dominated the track too. We already did that. Where we was at?
I refuse to go there. My shirt tucked in every goddamn day.
Man, if that meant we actually got a real offense, because their offense was simple, but it would have catered to how we played versus them trying to force throwing the ball when we were definitely not a throwing team by any means. We had athletes, but we could have ran more of that running. I don't know. Coaching would have been behind that location solely because of that.
I probably kept everything the same because, well, track wise, I feel like I could have trained a little harder to be just a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But football wise, I probably would have played quarterback my senior year instead of playing running back with no quarterback. It was just me by myself.
You was taking a lot.
I should have played quarterback so I could get my hands on the ball every play, so I could do what I wanted. Because I would do what I wanted to do. I would call my own plays basically.
Yeah.
That's what I did when I actually played quarterback. So I would have changed that. They probably would have opened up a little bit more eyes as far as recruiting. But I mean, I really wouldn't know.
And we could have played. We would all play both ways too. So I don't know if you remember, towards our junior senior years, we kind of got pulled back from doing that. I was trying to play both, but definitely think coaching difference would be huge for everybody.
See,
Like when stuff started working, boy, just stop using it.
I'm a kind of piggyback off of something most of y'all said. As far as football goes, I probably would have went to a different school, to be honest with you. And it's not, it has, like you were saying, it has nothing to do with the guys that I played with. Like I enjoyed, going to war with all of them, doing what we did, getting the football program back in the right direction when we was in school and stuff like that. So everybody that I played ball with in high school and stuff like that has nothing to do with y'all. Love all y'all. Me, because I played mostly defense in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really, like, I mean, I could play offense, but I mostly played defense. So if I went to a different school, I probably would have went to Lamar. I would have loved to have played in that secondary with them guys over there. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially because they had the offense on lock. They had a potent offense back then.
Sure.
And I feel like I could have made some serious impact playing defense with those guys they had over there. They was loaded on both sides, but it's just that I feel like my skill set, I probably could have, helped them just as much as they would have been helping me on the defensive side of the ball. But as far as like track, everybody used to mess with me, telling me, man, why you was fast, why you didn't run track and stuff like that. I'm not even gonna lie, I hated running track. I did not like running track at all. I knew I could run. I did not like doing it. I just hated it. I would rather, cause I didn't have my mind right though, I would rather be at the track meets and getting on females and stuff rather than actually competing. But I would still stay at Brazos running track. I probably would have, did what I had to do and probably would have ran all 4 years instead of just running one. Cause who knows what could have happened if I ran all 4 years.
That could have been a relay too.
You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been a lot of stuff that could have went differently if I'd have ran all 4 years over there. But everything happens for a reason.
Sure.
But a lot of people that saw me play football, saw me play semi-pro and stuff like that, they was the ones who was trying to put the thoughts in my head, like, man, you should have played more offense when you was in high school and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, like, to be honest with you, it's not the fact that I didn't want to, it's the fact that where we was at, it's like, the coaches, they didn't really believe in putting all the athletes on the field at the same time. Because there was a way we could have had all of us on the field at the same time.
You have no answer for them, no us.
And they definitely, we didn't have some of the coaches saw the vision, but they didn't really have the power to do what they wanted to do at the time. The people who was mostly in charge of the football program over there, they lacked knowledge. It's like they watched football, but they didn't know what was going on. It's like it was a foreign sport to them. It's like, I mean, in my opinion, it seemed like a foreign sport. Like he was saying, you give them something that works, they might run it 2 times in a row, you might score 2 touchdowns in a row and be like, oh, we're not running the rest of the game.
Let's get him the ball. Let's throw a fade and we can run the rock 3 times for 30 minutes.
It's still some of the same issues that's going on now, the politics and stuff like that. based on who your family is, you're gonna get the playing time and stuff like that. Or you play baseball for me, I'm gonna put you on the field before him.
Yeah, I saw that.
Stuff like that. And I'm not shooting shots at nobody, I'm just being honest. That's how it was over there. There were plenty of guys who got playing time over us at one point in time who was not better than us. Just because they played other sports for certain coaches, they got the playing time. They played baseball, or they was in powerlifting, or they played golf or something. Stuff like that. It's like, come on, man. That was the coaches really was one of the reasons why we didn't flourish as a team over there. A lot of people were saying like, man, why wouldn't y'all winning no titles in football, man? Y'all had all the athletes over there, you got all that speed over there. I mean, you gotta talk to the coaches, man. The one who got the flat top.
What it look like man. You know where I'm going with that. I'm literally cussing this episode.
I'm sorry for the use of profanity. I'm trying to lower my count too on that.
It's just certain people.
It's just certain. We get into certain topics. We start thinking about stuff like that. Stuff that really it could have all like we were talking about us talking to our younger self. It's stuff like that could have altered the path for a lot of people too. Because we had a lot of athletes who could have went and played ball and ran track anywhere. Mm-hmm. I'm not necessarily saying we had a whole lot of guys who could have went to, Oklahoma or UT or A&M and played ball, but we had guys who could have went somewhere. And who knows what could have happened, could have had different life opportunities and stuff like that right now.
Because even with that being said, it's stuff they could have done differently. Don't get me wrong, we could have done stuff, but to actually have a staff that would have gave it them and kind of helped guide you. Because the things you can do as a 16, 17-year-old, but at the same time, having somebody kind of like, hey, maybe check this out type shit would have helped too. Yeah. If we did have that, they didn't last long. They was gone for whatever reasons. I know in some cases it was more family oriented. I get that, but some coaches were just there more of a stepping stone and didn't care about none of the kids.
Yeah,
and you can see that shit's obvious. That's now.
It's like that. It's like that a lot of places too, man.
That's the thing. That's one of the things that, cause like really, like the 4 years of playing ball in Brazil, we literally had a different coaching staff every year.
With 2 ADs in 3 years. There's no consistency.
And that was one of the differences between us and like the other schools around. Like most of the time, the schools that was always in the playoffs and had undefeated seasons and stuff like that, they usually had the same coaching staff all 4 years because there was a vision that they had and they implemented certain things because they knew they wanted to get their guys there. Mm-hmm. It's like you look at the time frame when Royal was killing everybody. When East Bernard started killing everybody. When Bowling started to pick it up and they realized that they had some athletes over there. You got to think about stuff like that. Even Danbury. Danbury used to be guys that, a team that we used to walk all over and then they started being more competitive. It's more so like they had a unit. Yeah. They knew what they had a vision of and they knew what they had to do to try to get there. It's like it takes time and I feel like at Brazzers that's just something that you can do. It's like, okay, new coaching staff this year. Oh, y'all went 2-8. Get rid of the whole coaching staff. Bring in another one. Oh, y'all went 3-7. Get rid of them. Let's bring in another one. It's like they never gave coaches a chance, especially coaches who actually knew what they was talking about and knew how to develop players. I feel like that was the thing that was going on back then. Yep. Interview process must have been horrible because we had a lot of coaches who never played
or coached.
Yeah, it's like they just gave them opportunities and then if they didn't work out, they let them go like it was nothing. And that's one of the things about Brazzers
the background checks on coaches wouldn't good either.
That's the thing about Brazzers now. Like Brazzers is starting to go in the right direction because they giving the coaches a chance to implement a system that works.
Take more than a season.
Yeah, you gotta give them a chance, man. It's like they just never gave anybody a chance over there. And that's something I just did not understand.
There's a lot of talent walking in the halls, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Still, man, that's one of the craziest things about that school over there. It's like, even when they found success, they still decided to let's make some changes and bring a whole new staff in here. Oh, y'all boys went 7-3 last season. All y'all fired. We're gonna bring in another staff.
Let's show up to the games like, hey, cuz who is that? Man, I don't know. Shit, they went to school there, didn't know.
It's a lot of stuff that was going on over there, man. One more thing. We kind of talked about this earlier. Mm-hmm. And I know that you saw Creed 3 already. stuff that was going on about Jonathan Majors. Because you know how people have issue with people being attracted to the person that's like popping at the moment. Because you know how there were people getting mad at females because females was going crazy over Jonathan Majors and stuff like that. And there was some dudes that was getting mad. I don't understand why dudes was getting mad, but it was dudes getting mad saying that, oh, y'all only like him because he's it right now. As soon as he fizzles out and somebody else pops up, y'all gonna be going crazy over him. And do you feel like it's a double standard? Because they say that us as men do that too. And there's a certain female singer, rapper, an actress, an athlete that happens to be it at that time. We go crazy over them and they don't say nothing. But when they go crazy over somebody that's it, we all of a sudden get jealous. What's y'all takes on that?
Man, I'm not gonna say. I mean, shit. That's just the way it is, man. It's on both ends. Because females do the same thing. They don't get jealous if they hear men talk about the same woman repeatedly. You're like, wow, you know, it happens.
Yeah, and it may not be made obvious, but you'll pick up subtle behavior where it's like, oh, why don't you get so done? Man, I see both sides of that. But
But
it's really don't bother me. It should be funny.
Yeah, but I mean, you should expect that somebody that's it at the time because that's what you constantly seeing. So of course that person's popular. Everybody's seeing them. People gonna talk about them. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of it. You know. Mm-hmm. So nobody should take anything like that personally. It don't make sense for you because if you don't know that person personally, or it's not affecting your life, like you shouldn't be getting mad at somebody for liking what they see. You know what I'm saying?
A little celebrity crush or whatever, they ain't gonna do no harm to nobody.
Yeah.
Man. But it was just I was scrolling on TikTok earlier. I saw it was a woman who posted something regarding that, and she was saying that men would get jealous because females was going crazy over this dude, and they was like, oh, he not even that good looking, and all this and that. And she was saying that the reason why men get jealous is because men are not comfortable with their sexuality. They can't compliment. They can't compliment another man without feeling sus.
But that may be the case for some men. Because you can do it. I mean, I'd have thought of it that way. Like Jonathan Majors, I might be like, oh man, that boy fine as hell. Like I'm not gonna say that. I'm keep it real. Like you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say I'm just be looking at him like. If I took a poll, he's not one of the most attractive dudes that women have talked about, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's something about him that they like. Just like with me, it's something about him that I like as an actor. He's a great actor. Yeah. And he got a nice physique, you know what I'm saying? No homo. Pause, you know. I used to lift weights and shit too, so I appreciate stuff like that.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's the way I was gonna say. You can see why some would, and then you can still compliment another man too, or it's just.
But there's the thing, like, okay, there's a different way that we may compliment each other. Yeah. Like you come in like, man, the fucking table kind of clean, and shit like that. Yeah. You come in like, man, the locks looking fresh. Like you got it's certain like that's how we compliment each other. But I'm not finna. And my brother came in here with a fucking suit. I'm like, goddamn, you looking good. I'm not gonna say nothing like that. Like I would not say nothing like that. Like I'm just saying like of course, cause like the woman was making it seem like we can't actually like give this dude props without feeling sus about it.
But what made her say that?
How does some women have so much input on how men can
the reason she said that is because she was her and her little friends were talking about him, and apparently one of her friends' husband or whatever was saying that y'all going crazy over this dude and he's not even that good looking.
Yeah.
And that's what she took from that.
For him saying that the dude wasn't that good looking?
Yeah.
What was he supposed to say? Like, that's his opinion.
Exactly. So I'm saying, like, I'll say the same thing. Jonathan Majors, if you just looked at a picture of him from the head to the neck, you would not be like, I'm talking to the females. Y'all would not go crazy over this dude. Now, there's a difference in, like, if the dude is actually a decent looking dude and females go crazy over it, and a dude is hideous and they still go crazy over it. Like, I look at Lil Wayne, Jay-Z,
Joe Campbell,
who are probably They're definitely in the top 5 of the most hideous people to ever walk this earth.
Oh shit, man.
Sam Cassell probably
That's what I'm
around
saying.
3.
And I'm gonna call my sister out on this. Antoinette, when we was younger, she used to say Lil Wayne was ugly. She used to say Jay-Z was ugly. Then all of a sudden, she talking about they look good and stuff like that. What changed? If anything, Lil Wayne got worse.
Them boy look like, nah, I ain't gonna say that.
I'm just saying, it's like, but if we was to do something like
Motherfucker
that,
look like a real-
it would be.
real-
I'm just saying, if we was to do something like that, it would be a problem.
Yeah.
But they can do stuff like that, and it's okay. And if we say something about it, we jealous. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really think of a female that dudes have done that over. They got really all that, and dudes going crazy.
I don't really think it's been females that's like that. Because I feel like this because with men, this is just off of people that I know and stuff that I've heard from other people. Usually a man, if it's one they find attractive, like let's say the actress or something, he probably had been having a crush on her since he was little. Mm-hmm. So ain't nothing really changed. That's the difference. Women, well, some men do it too, but like you said, whatever's hot at that moment, they see that like, oh my God, such. But before that, like nobody was saying that, shit like that.
It's like, because I mean, like you're saying, like I don't really know too many females that's like really like just popping right now to the point where I'll be like, damn, that's.
Yeah.
Because if it's a female that happens to be a singer, an actress, an athlete, and I find them attractive, I've been finding them attractive. It's just that most people don't even know about them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It's like Mariah the Scientist. I don't know if y'all heard of her.
I still don't know who that is.
Man. My God, man. It's because I didn't know what she looked like. I just heard the song and I'm like, damn, she sounds good. And then when I saw what she looked like, I low key been obsessed since. I ain't gonna lie to you. She low key bad. But I'm saying like in that instance, somebody might have a problem with that because it's a lot of people that don't know who that. Like he was just saying, a lot of people don't know who she is.
See, so they wouldn't have a problem with it then.
But once she start popping,
yeah,
like maybe they don't say something crazy. I'm trying to think of somebody else. It's like I don't know how y'all feel about Megan Thee Stallion.
I was thinking that in my head because when she came out, when she started really creating buzz, boys was going crazy, man.
I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't.
I wasn't. Cause, I mean, y'all already know where I've been since I was.
Yeah.
So I was never.
Yeah.
I was never really on that hype train at any point.
I wasn't going crazy with her. I was like, okay, she.
Just like, all right.
But if you been around, she looked normal.
Like the average.
She like a regular female. So I get what people was coming at me like, man, like she's the first one to get on there and shake a little ass. She's not the first one to do that, but people. That's what they like. I guess they were really going crazy over her.
But that's another thing too. Is like
the hell, females going crazy over her too.
Yeah, what I'm saying, like if you saw like just say you're at a club or something like that, you see a female that look like Megan Thee Stallion, you would actually approach it. But if a female was in the club and they saw a dude look like Jonathan Majors, they would not go after. They would not go after this dude. That's what I'm saying. Like if he was not an actor and you just saw him walking around, females would not be interested in him. But that's the thing that I always say about it. Like there's a difference between this, like how we have celebrity crushes and women have celebrity crushes because they go after somebody that, like I said, is it at that time. But if they was to see that person and they didn't know they was an actor or a rapper or whatever, they wouldn't look his way.
Yeah.
You show the Harder They Fall versions and Creed, I guarantee it's gonna be a difference. Someone probably gonna forget that that's the same dude.
The only one that I've seen they have him do that was Denzel Washington, only because he's just like I said, women, men do it with the women. That's the only person I can think of that was a man that females do that to, Denzel, because he clearly older. I was like, oh my God. Okay, whatever, man.
I ain't gonna unk out the walk and all that stuff. I mean, that's a whole different level of presence.
Yeah.
It's just that that's something that I've had a little small debate about with other women. As far as if they saw a certain person and didn't know who they were, would they be interested in them still or not?
You know what? I think we need to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all watching. Y'all either chime in on the comments or we can do like a poll or something on Instagram or something like that. Or we can bring guests to talk about this because I want to hear from a female and see what they say. I can ask my wife. She do the same thing sometimes. So.
I'm just saying, man. Because a lot of the celebrity questions women be having, I ain't gonna lie, it be some ugly motherfuckers and they be going crazy on them, bro. It's the same, man. It just depends on, because it's crazy how all the dudes that they go crazy over are all different, but they find them supposedly attractive.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's like, what makes him attractive? What makes him attractive?
Couldn't
And
tell.
they completely different. And I feel it's just like with Michael B. Jordan. How many females was checking for Michael B. Jordan before he came with Creed?
They probably don't know he in Fruitvale without Googling it. I guarantee you they don't.
They probably
I know
don't.
y'all don't.
But I'm just saying, like, they wasn't checking for him like that. Then all of a sudden he started working out, he getting Creed.
That's really
The workouts changing, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but nothing changed from the neck up. Nothing has changed. His mustache got fatter. And like,
As long as if they make another one, as long as they don't get like Apollo's on, we cool. He come out there with that shit, I'm instantly walking at that thing.
Apollo shit was fat, but his was kind of lined up.
His mustache was like his whole lip. He didn't have a lip. This was from, that's the thickest mustache ever, bro.
It's a Michael B. Jordan shit was painful. Like,
Because I guarantee you, when Doug punched that shit probably hurt him more.
Fuck that, man. I don't even see how it's possible.
Yeah,
for
man.
him to go like
I don't know.
No, that shit can't be real.
My shit
It can't be real. I ain't sure mine in some months.
That's
And you know what?
crazy.
I think his Apollo shit was fake. And
Oh man.
Dude, fucking. Fucking. Arabian Ray Campbell.
Oh shit, man.
you gonna cry, bro. This shit
Arabian Ray Campbell. Oh shit. Hey guys, y'all gonna look up Ray Campbell. Oh man.
He was struggling like, dude, you obviously, I don't know what he was doing, man. But,
Yeah. Viewers, man. See, okay, so I don't know if y'all noticed on the past couple of videos, we dealt with a little noise in the background, right? Because people come in and out of here. So if y'all want to see us, well, if y'all don't, if that's not a problem with y'all, we'll keep recording like this. But that right there was one of the, yeah. We're not gonna edit this out either. We'll leave that in the video.
You definitely gonna see more of that natural side of us because everybody goofy. They can be the simplest shit like a dude opening the door for 35 minutes. Fucking tears streaming down my face and shit. Ooh. Oh, my stomach hurt for real.
struggling.
And then he waved and shit.
Hell no, I still looked at it on the
Like that was just
background.
normal. Door probably broken in.
Oh, he ain't the same dude
That's
that's
the
over
same. That's
there.
making noise over there one day.
Yes.
I was watching movie trailers and shit.
Oh man. See, maybe lose my train of thought, man.
Michael B. Jordan mustache.
Oh, that.
His is real as possible.
Get the allergies, man. Yeah.
I'm saying, bro, cause like it was something like I don't really necessarily like talking about myself, but I can use like similar example when it comes to me. Because when I was younger, I was always the short one, but I was like a stick figure, right? And then between being 15 and 16, I started actually lifting weights. Came back to school, and you know, females at other schools was starting to give me attention and stuff, right? Because my physique had changed. But I'm like, what actually really changed? I was like, my face was the exact same, and y'all was calling me ugly and all types of stuff. And then I come back, got a little size on me, all of a sudden I'm fine. Like that's the same stuff though, right?
I mean, some of that's gonna come with the territory.
I don't understand that because I mean, to me, if a female is not really attractive, and then she comes back over a break or something like that, and her body is on point, I'm not gonna holler at her just because she got a nice body. If she still look messed up in the face, she look like Sam Cassell in the face, and she got motherfucking.
Man, come on, dog.
I'm just saying, like, that's the example.
That's
like,
disgusting.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
Man, I'm probably running opposite directions to see some shit. Like
Some dudes will do it, but I'm saying that me personally, I would not do that. And I'm not saying I'm like
that shit hurt.
I would rather like it's just like it's kind of hard for me to word it, man. It's just that if I'm crushing on somebody or not, like just say if it's somebody I don't really like at the time, and then I see them later on and we click or whatever, it's not because that person is popular, popping or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what it is. But you know, not all. I'm not saying all women, not all females do it. There's some out there that will literally pass on somebody and then see them down the line and nothing has changed. Now all of a sudden they find this person attractive.
No, there are some that do see past that. They appreciate both of it, but it's no.
It could be because the woman got more mature too.
That
in some cases.
Yeah, that could be the case.
They say women mature faster than men, but that's definitely not always the case.
Yeah, but it's just.
And then they may be more attracted to certain things, but probably notice different qualities outside of the physical.
Yeah, like Jonathan Majors. Hey fellas, man, that's the cheat code. Y'all hit the weights.
That's all you need.
Hey, you hit the weights, man. They gonna
That's
be.
all you need.
Hit the weights and grow a beard.
You could literally go get something and blur your fucking face out and just work out. And females will still come at you. They only obviously from the Jonathan Majors situation, they only care about the body. Because Jonathan Majors, I love him as an actor. He got great range, but the motherfucker is ugly. Like, it's just that simple.
Oh shit, man.
Oh
damn.
I ain't laugh like this.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Dude is not. He's not. Cause I am comfortable enough with my sexuality to admit that dude is a decent looking brother. He's not. I just put it that way.
Hey, Jonathan, man, if you watch it, man, you could be a guest on the show if you watch it.
Yeah, but if we happen to edit to where your face is blurred out, you can't really be mad at us.
What the hell? Man.
Oh, it's stupid, man.
Sometimes kids watch, so we don't want them having nightmares.
You out of line, come on.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
In some way, somehow, you may end up seeing this shit for real.
Yeah.
They gonna hashtag.
Somebody gonna tag him and shit.
Y'all hashtag and tag it, man.
Well, Jonathan, if you happen to see this, he wrote the script for the show. So if you want to do you either want to do the Creed boxing match against him, or you want to act like Kane and whoop his ass.
So either way, I'm taking it. Either like the get shot.
No, I would be the cameraman. Don't worry about it. If you get tired of whooping his ass, we got another partner that also has dreads who will help write the script.
See, well, I don't know he was gonna talk about that.
You can get him too, and I'm pretty sure that
No, I'm gonna get him in.
he might be smiling unless if he has a polo shirt on and you rip it, then Jonathan, I'm sorry, you gotta take that L. You gonna have to take that L. That man he's invincible with that polo.
And what all stats go
I'm
up.
just saying that he's that
all
one.
stats.
He's that one. He had me screaming and stuff. He wasn't even nowhere near me.
Stop, man.
You have Dodge change.
My damn chest hurt, dog.
I got dry tears pressed on my face and shit. I'm still thinking about that nigga. All right, hold on. We good.
But anyway, we kind of we ran a little longer than we expected to because we started talking about some stuff that wasn't on the list for topics, which is all good. I mean, sometimes we gonna do that.
Yeah.
It happens. We do shit naturally over here. We don't do what other podcast stuff be doing and have to follow strict rules and stuff like that. We want it to be a more comfortable environment when it comes to us and all that. Be real. This is really stuff that we do anyway, even if we're not recording. So that's just what it is. But we do appreciate everybody that happens to watch. We still waiting on people to actually comment. Let us know what y'all feel about the show. Have your thoughts on the episodes and stuff like that. If y'all got anything that y'all want to say about the topics that we go over, any responses, feel free, man. And also, the Instagram page, if y'all feel like, send a DM to the Club 36 podcast, IG with questions and all that, feel free. Also, our separate social medias. We do have a Club 36 podcast TikTok page. Feel free for a follow. You can find me on TikTok. I gotta look at my phone to find my name.
I'll go ahead and be at one of those pretty soon. Yeah, feel free to engage with not just us in the comments, but just with each other. But just keep it, respectful. That's really it. Other than that, man, it's there.
say, Ayo Quinn on TikTok. Feel free to give me a follow on there. Like I said, we do have a link tree on the pages. If you do want to find our Club 36 pages, or you want to find our personal IGs and stuff like that, feel free to hit us up with a follow, a DM. Especially if y'all want to be a guest, let us know. We can make that happen for you. But that's pretty much it. We'll catch y'all next episode. I'm Quinn.
Twan.
Rue.
And my boy Leland, he'll be back next time.
Yes, sir.
And we'll holler at y'all.
All right, be good.